Good morning, good morning. How you doing? Back to this book again, The Power of Awareness with Neville Goddard. And one of the things that I really noticed this morning, and it's something to practice, but have you ever noticed how easy life is? Now that might come as a shock to some of you. Some of you are sitting here now thinking, it's not easy. This is hard and this is hard and this is hard. But isn't it all perception? Isn't it easy to be miserable? Isn't it just so easy to be miserable? And then somebody comes along and think of a memory whenever you were so happy and you start to smile and then you go, oh my God, isn't it so easy to be happy? Isn't it easy to not get out of bed? Isn't it easy to get out of bed? Isn't it easy to come down the stairs and make a cup of tea? Isn't it easy to move my hand like this? And maybe some of you have got pain, but isn't it easy to suffer or to accept the pain? It's easy to accept the pain. Isn't it easy to breathe? Isn't it easy to complain? When we start to look at life, life is easy. It's all perception. But what is it that you're accepting? Because that's the real key. So you can accept that lack and start looking for lack. So say I said to you now, white Mercedes. Do you ever see white Mercedes on the road? Do you? And do you ever see the white Mercedes maybe with the Arbonne symbol on them? Oops, Daisy, you can hardly see that because the green's balance on it. Look there. So what are you seeing? Because I bet you go out now and you'll start to see white Mercedes. If you were to go out on the road, white Mercedes will be everywhere because I'm putting it in your mind. So what do you have walking around in your mind all day? And by the way, when you look for a white Mercedes, if you look for the registration VP on it, then chances are that's an Arbonne Mercedes. Look for the Arbonne badge, look for that on it, okay? So, but whatever you are consciously aware of, you start to pick up on. So what are you consciously walking around accepting as true? Are you walking around going, I've got no money, I've got no time, life is hard, what a miserable time this is, everybody's having a hard time? That's not what I'm seeing. It's when people message and they might say, I'll ask them about, how are you all doing? And people might say, in these difficult times, what difficult times? It is what you perceive it to be. It's going on in your head because you could do the same activity and be blessed that you're doing that activity and being allowed to do that activity. And it's easy for you to do that activity. Or you can go, this is really hard. This is really hard. Yeah, it depends on your viewpoint of it. So one of this chapter in this is chapter 13, as it happens, and it's called Acceptance. And the outer physical, however much you seem to be living in a material world, you're actually living in a world of imagination. The outer physical events of life are the fruit of forgotten blossom times, results of previous and usually forgotten states of consciousness. They are the ends running true to oftentimes forgotten imaginative thoughts. So, whenever you're blaming the outside world or whatever, you had a thought so long ago and it's just materialized now. Sometimes thoughts materialize really quickly. Sometimes they can take 20 years. I know something that I judged about 25 years ago, maybe longer than that, 27 years ago, I judged. I mean, I thought I'd forgotten about it and I'd let it go. But I made some judgments at that time. You know what? 20 years later, they came back and bit me on the bum. What have you judged like so long ago and then karma came right back and got you? Yeah? It's so funny. I've got here, I don't know why I've underlined this, but it goes, the man who at will can assume whatever state he pleases has found the keys to the kingdom of heaven. The keys are desire, imagination, and a steadily focused attention of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Do you hear that? The man who at will can assume whatever state he pleases. So what state would you like to be in today? How about an abundant state? How about, so when I get up this morning, I washed my face and hands and I went, look at the abundance of water. Wow. Look at the abundance of space that I've got to move in. Doesn't matter if your house is big or small. You've got abundance. You know, are you like this walking around your home? Is there, I mean, if there's loads of stuff in it, at least you're able to move your body. Look at the abundance of space that you've got. And then I thought, look how easy it is to walk down the stairs. Look at the abundance of space outside. Look at the abundance of my greens balance that I can put in here. Look at the abundance of the fizz stick that I put in here. Look at the abundance of the digestion plus that I put in here. Look at the abundance of and the easiness of being able to drink it. Can you do that for today? Let's make a pact, pinky pact. Think abundance in everything. Now, doing it for one day is good, but imagine doing it consistently for every single day. And if you don't understand the compound effect of doing something every single day, then read the book, The Compound Effect, because then you get to understand that. And here's a story about a penny. Like, do you want 3 million now, or do you want a penny that doubles every day for a month? Some people would say, I want my 3 million now, but if you keep with a penny that doubles every day for a month, by day 15, it's something like 15,000. By day 30, it's 5 million. Day 31, obviously, it's 10 million. That's the compound effect. Now, here's the thing. If you double a penny every other day, works out at something like £106 that you end up with at the end of the month. Do you see the difference in doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? And so, yeah, there's days where you're going, I don't feel abundant, and it doesn't feel easy. But that's the trick. It was easy not to feel abundant as well, wasn't it? Just as easy as it is to feel abundant. But that's your choice. You have a knowing doing gap, and I've just given you some information about what you can do. You can change. It's your choice how to feel. You can choose to suffer, or you can choose to feel the pain and accept the pain. You can choose to accept whatever it is that you don't like out there, because let me tell you, as soon as you accept it, excuse me, got a little hair running around my face, as soon as you accept it, the resistance goes away and you feel the ease come back. What is it you're fighting against? Is it your money? Is it a relationship? Is it, I don't know what it is that you're fighting against, but generally it's internally. You think it's externally, but the fight is going on in here, between here and here. Accept what's outside. Accept it. It just is. And it's evidence of past thinking. Yes, everything out here are effects. This is evidence of a past thought. Even my thought this morning, I want my green shake this morning. That's my evidence of a past thought because I've made it. The container that I'm looking at is evidence of past thought. So create new thoughts so new things can happen. Stop messing around in the effects. Yeah, because that's easy. But also it's easy to use your imagination. A summa state is to get into the spirit of it. So what spirit are you in? What spirit are you going to be in today? Are you going to be in the spirit of abundance and the spirit of opulence and think, wow, yeah, look at all the greenery. Look at all the flowers. Look at all the space. Look at all the oxygen that I'm breathing right now. Let's today be the spirit of ease and the spirit of abundance. See how much better you feel? And if you lose it, then that's fine. It's like walking. You wouldn't say to a child, oh, get up, you dummy. You fell over, You'd be like, oh, it's okay. Just try again. Yeah? So treat your emotional body like that. If you've never done this game before, then treat your emotional body like, well, you fell over. Okay, find a thought that makes you happy. So instead of thinking at this level, you start to think at this level. And you know what? It's like, say, all those thoughts are like water in a bowl. Okay, so that's your consciousness. What are you consciously aware of? If you're consciously aware of abundance, there's loads of water and you're a cork. You didn't have to do anything to rise. Your body just rose because you had higher thoughts. But then, if you want to drain the water out and be down there in the bottom and milling around and you can't say anything, that's your choice. Make no mistake, that's your choice. So how are you going to think today? What are you going to accept? By the way, accepting your circumstances doesn't mean that they're going to stay with you, because that's what I thought. Accepting your circumstances means stop fighting with yourself. Just means stop fighting with yourself, and that relieves all the resistance, and then magic starts to happen. You can start to feel abundant and you can start to feel the ease again. Yeah. So listen, have an abundant day and be in the spirit of it. See ya.